Follow Clive Barker into his most astonishing world yet. Your world, where all life hinges on one battle for the heart of a man and the soul of our planet. Sacrament. You'll never see your world the same way again. Sacrament by Clive Barker.
Don't go. Shh. Listen. Will could hear the noise Steve was referring to. It wasn't a singular sound, it was a thousand thousands coming at him from every direction at once. It wasn't strident, nor was it sweet or musical. It was simply insistent. In its source, that was coming too from all directions. Tidal multitudes of pale, indistinguishable forms crawling toward him. No, not crawling. Being born, creatures spreading their limbs and purging themselves of infants that even in the moment of their birth were ungluing their legs to be fertilized, and before their partners had rolled off of them, were spreading their limbs to expel another generation, and on, in sickening multitudes there mingled mewlings and sighs and sobs. The din that Steve had said drowned out God. It wasn't hard for Will to fathom what he was witnessing. This was what Steve saw when he looked at living things, not their beauty, not their particularity, just their smothering, deafening fecundity. Flesh begetting flesh, din begetting din. It wasn't hard to fathom because he thought it himself in his darkest times. Even the human side advancing on species he loved. Beasts too wild or too wise to compromise with the invader, and wished for a plague to wither every human womb. Heard the din and longed for a gentle death to silence every throat. Sometimes not even gentle. He understood. Oh Lord, he understood. Step into the heart of my secret world where I dream all your dreams, the courthouse of visions where nothing that is ever what it seems. Touching the hand of Jacob Steve, you feed the fire of the living, but dying for one last kiss of ice the storm is never giving. We know you, we love you, we'll never disown you, and today will not be our last day, for we are the immortal too. Come true what you seek in me, but what be my purpose? What would you do with the flames and the fire? We're always at your service, my realm where everything is love and fire, fire and love. I used to be a knight, now a man running with blood, handing you a fluttering moth to burn. I wait as the choice is now in your turn. Burn what you see, burn what you love, burn what you dream, burn the world away from your eyes, burn the entire stream of thoughts in your mind. Just burn, burn, burn. Living and dying we feed the fire. Living and dying we feed the fire. Living and dying we feed the fire. Rosa McGee, the seductress, the temptress, part creation, part deception, my lovely mistress, my pet ropes cavorting around my arms like vipers. Would you wage war against me, being loving snipers, free to do as we wish, no day of forgiveness, no purpose, we're alone. Come home to me, Jacob, I miss your warm touch, couldn't cope with a clone. The book has burned and I will be a different woman from now on. I will have pleasure wherever I can take it, and when you're gone and I become pregnant, I'll cut it out with a sharpened stick. You prick, you would have killed me. I take your balls but keep your dick. We're sick, I know, but I'll always love you as my own. We are one but separate as our forever bond has grown. You're with me, in me, against me, but running where the wind has blown. Who is the Nilotic, the psychotic, the demonic, the girl boy that sings, the extinctor, the creator, or the killer of last things? Who is the Nilotic, the psychotic, the demonic, the girl boy that sings, the extinctor, the creator, or the killer of last things? Have you read the book I have written? But it is coded, and all the words have bitten your face into fragments of confusion. However, understanding will leave a contusion. The fusion is us, male and female in one, and we are a bomb, we are a gun. But we come from the sun, the Nile, and maybe you'll split us into two beings, but will you be a witness? Will we be forgiven? Chapter and verse, but are you our God, and is this a curse? I still believe there is a purpose to our lives, but I weep for myself. My work's still so monumental and the sky so wide. Where can I hide to escape from the noise? The only way I have is to become what destroys. Make it go away. That's what I've been trying to do all these years, Steve replied. The rising tide of life was almost upon them, forms being born and being born, spilling around Will's feet. Enough, Will said. You understand my point of view? Yes! Louder! Yes, I understand perfectly. The admission was enough to banish the horror. The tide retreated and a moment later was gone entirely, leaving Will hanging in the darkness again. Isn't this a finer place? Steve said. In a hush like this, we might have a hope of knowing who we are. There's no error here, no imperfection, nothing to distract us from God. This is the way you want the world, Will murmured. Empty, not empty. Cleansed. I spit into the ashes, this is for all the crashes. There's for your book, and there's for forgiveness. There's for what you took, and there's for your meekness. And there's for your God, he'll have nothing more from me. But we'll see how we turn out, maybe let me be, then I'll be free. Do you understand who we are, where we've been, and where we will go? But no, you don't, for we don't understand who we are. I am, and so, we live as two in one, shifting one to another. Lovers and siblings, again we are immortal, living through the ages, gaining our wings. Who sings? Is it Steve or McGee? We both have a voice to free. I feel you would have cut us apart. Do you wish to wage war against me? I don't know a thing about myself, Jacob, any more than you do. I learned it all watching women do as women always do. If only just a few more kisses could keep us from killing her, but you've started the battle. Perhaps I'd be a very fine soldier. We'd have such a war that would be like love, only bloodier, lovelier, lovelier. I want one of your balls, Jacob. It's that or an eye. I handed him the knife, holding it tight. I told him to make up his mind, saying unbutton yourself and cut it off. He almost began to cry. I made him do it himself, and I walked away singing a soft lullaby. Who is the Nilotic, the psychotic, the demonic, the girl boy that sings, the extinctor, the creator, or the killer of last things? Who is the Nilotic, the psychotic, the demonic, the girl boy that sings, the extinctor, the creator, or the killer of last things? They're a pair of birds I need you to kill for me, enveloped in silence so profound it made him hold his breath for fear of breaking it. They see me, see them back, I do. Fix them with your eyes, I am. Then finish it, go on. Lunge, slash. Wasn't that quick? Wasn't that beautiful? Isn't it so easy to kill? Suppose they were the last, I would have changed the world. The bonfire, living fuel, I'm a killer, so what is my tool? What have we lost? What have we gained? Smelled like cold fire, embers left in the rain. I came out here without even knowing why. Now I see as I look up at the sky. I was looking for you. Will, you were sent to me. After tonight I won't be traveling with Mrs. McGee, you see. We've decided to part company. I hate her and she hates me. Then we'd have us a fire, wouldn't we? I raised my hand into the light. It was gummy with what looked like blood, but mixed with silvery paint. This is mine, I said, shed because I failed to shed hers. Yes, I would have killed her, but I would have regretted it, I think. She and I are intertwined in some fashion I've never understood. If I'd done harm to her, you would have hurt yourself, Will said. You understand this, I said? Lord, what have I found? When I've looked, looked as deep as I dare, wishing for it to come crystal clear as I stare. Sometimes I think I can get a little taste of it, a moment of epiphany, then it's gone and I'm hit by only a little piece of bliss. Thought I'd heard a hiss a moment. You seem to understand everything, or know that it's there for you, but nothing is there because they taunt you mercilessly. Fuck you, I will never fall away passively, cause there's something worth listening for, watching for. Leave me to meditate on what I've lost for extinction. I live, but what is the cost? Kill them for me, Rosa. The perfect way to demonstrate our love is to kill those fuckers. Commit murder for me. Life flies like a dove into the sky, away from my eyes. Blood running down my knife, changing the world one death at a time. Destroy every past life, I'll be in every part of it. Jacob in the bird, Jacob in the tree, Jacob in the wolf, making truth from the lies. We have no secrets, you and I. Death, it's what I live for. Death, it's what I live for. Who is the Nilotic, the psychotic, the demonic, the girl boy that sings, the extinctor, the creator, or the killer of last things? Who is the Nilotic, the psychotic, the demonic, the girl boy that sings, the extinctor, the creator, or the killer of last things? Be careful, cause I kill all who fuck me. Is it withering yet? Is it growing to a tree? In me, in you, making love to each other, locking in love, making one body come to another. We love and we hate, needing to be soothed. With the fuck again, I fall into black and seeing the visions. I become stuck, unstuck from your stories. I don't mean this is slander, Alexander. Come back, do you hear me, Alexander? This world is God's delusion, so free me from the confusion of noise making me deaf. Kill all the screams, leaving me bereft. If you desert me, you'll never know what you are or how you came to be. As I walk into the world as I am, this is how I'll be, entering the Domus Mundi. God is a coward and a show-off, hiding behind a gaudy show of forms. Are these the norms? I don't understand the signs, the vision that transforms. God is boasting how fine his workings are. This is all I have, even though you will discard all my words for naught. But this is what you need. But greed over clouds and never fails to heed what I say as I declare I am wiser than God. You're part of the madness now.
I'm a vocalist. I write lyrics mostly, so I mean writing has always helped me deal with a lot of stuff in my life, so that's how I get over things. I don't know, just recently, like the songs that I've been writing, I mean they're very personal, and I don't know, I mean recently I've had like some relationship issues that I've been working on, so writing songs has helped me like see things in a different perspective.
Before I get started, I just want everyone to know that I am critically insane, and that is why I'm going to read some thoughts from my little black book tonight, and I'm going to read them all like they're one succinct thing, even though they're not, so I'm just going to run through all of them. May I ask you a question? Am I really saying something, or am I just filling up pages? Take your time with the answer. I have time enough to spare, but only for you. And what is your answer? I see you have answered in blank pages. Now all I must do is cover them up. Brag not of things you have yet to accomplish. Finish the tasks that are set before you, and those deeds will speak for themselves. No need to hail yourself if your works be good. That is reward enough. And if you remember these things, you will become that magnificent creature that naturally radiates light and beauty with no need to draw negative attention.
And like back in high school, I was really into hip-hop because pretty much everyone else was, except they liked all the stupid rap that like after high school I realized it was retarded, so I stopped listening to hip-hop altogether pretty much, and pretty much gave up on the genre, even though I had been writing kind of a little bit like hip-hop lyrics. But when I discovered Sage Francis, who was more poetic with his raps and his hip hop style, he gave me more of hope that hip hop and the genre could be something more than fucking crack whores and bling bling and big ass cars.
And even if they beat you down and burn you, you will transform into that glorious phoenix rising from the ashes to be beaten down no more. Now, with sword and talons, you champion with virtue. Speak, for it is written. Write, for it has been spoken. And like all the other great warriors before you, rise up out of yourself into the heavens, triumphantly, refusing to yield, grasping your shield, beat your chest with nettles, and let your voice be heard over the screams of apathy. For it is hard to be acknowledged, much less understood, over the white noise and canned laughter of television sets. Speak up, speak up, speak up, little one, for you need not be tarnished if you do not wish to be.
He gave me the inspiration to start writing again and doing more with the hip-hop genre because, you know, he made me believe that it could actually be saved.
But why speak words of perfection over me if you do not mean it? I am not perfect, and why would I wish to be? I am mad as a hatter, but all the best people are. You are my child, my words, my worlds, my voice. Sing the silence, scream into the abyss, and return the favor in echoes. Wait, that's not my voice?
Sometimes, like, I can't express fully blatantly in words. I mean, I'm a very blatant person anyway, so I tell people, like, how it is. And so I normally express, like, how I'm feeling through what I'm saying to people anyway, but there's a lot of things that people probably wouldn't like understand totally, or they might get the wrong impression of it if I just spelled it out to them, you know, the way it was. Sometimes they need it to be kind of coded in like metaphors and different language, because even if it is literal, like this is how it was, this is how I was feeling, and this is what happened, even if it's like really extreme and outrageous, if it's in a song, people can like understand it more, and even that way they can take a step back from it and be like, oh, he was just being metaphorical, or you know, he was using this as an illustration, even if it was like totally that's what happened or that's how I was feeling, even though it's like really fucked up.
I spoke up, but then was silenced. I stood up, but then was pushed down. I woke up, but then was knocked out. I opened my eyes, but then was blinded. I screamed until my throat split in half, but then I realized all I needed to do was whisper.
It would have to be the group 3-6 Mafia, but pretty much I only listened to them for one person in the group, which was Lord Infamous, who was like earlier on one of my inspirations for doing hip hop and more in the horrorcore like genre. But the group like started splitting up like after like the early 2000s, and like Lord Infamous left to do his own solo career, and eventually it was only two people. It was down to DJ Paul and Juicy J, who were pretty fucking horrible anyway. And then them doing the songs and music for the movie Hustle and Flow, where they were the first rap group to win like an Oscar for a song in a movie. And then it was like...
It's a horrible song.
Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck? And it's like they're representing like everything that's wrong with hip hop, and they're like flaunting this like victory when it's just like, wow, you guys are retarded.
Sprockets and galaxies are not yet as good as this because distractions exist beyond time. What was yours has now become mine. What is mine is yours. Yours is mine. Mine is yours. And we are together. Finally moving intricately like gears in a clock tower. Contract me, suspect me, but I am not guilty. Fossilize the radiation leaking from this neglected relationship. We let it die like a gigapet. Test tubes have cracked because you put them there. How has the knowledge manifested as of late? This, he, it, they were so micromanaging. Fuck. This doesn't mean what I think it means. I'm still searching for that moonbeam to light my path. Backbends won't help me reach enlightenment. Only through pain will you learn.
I'm enraptured by Jared. Well, I did meet this one woman who's like, I think she was like in her early 30s or something. And I met her at a Marilyn Manson concert in San Bernardino, California. And she was like next to me in the mosh pit, where I was like front and center mosh pit, and she was like scooting her way up like the whole time. And yeah, she like got up there, she was like pissed drunk, and she like pulled her shirt off and she had Manson written on her tits.
Undress me like the moon and I will be like a shorn sheep shivering in the shallows, the water lapping at my feet, slowly eating away time and space, and I think of forever. And Alice. She is my muse of sorts, sending me on raucous trips to Wonderland, cremation in the mind, absolution in the heart, and a spring in my step. I journey toward roadless maps, onward to Belinquist.
I'm trying to think if I have like a personal song where I'm like, that's my song. But I think I know I have one. It's probably, now that I think about it, it's probably Coma Black by Marilyn Manson. This was never my world, they took the angel away. I'd kill myself to make everybody pay.
I sit here with moss growing around my feet. I wait for you, you, that unnamed, unknowable being. I am still waiting for you to come and take my hand and finally claim my spirit, to feel you, truly. Skin on skin on skin, but I fear I may be losing my mind. How many screams does it take for you to hear me? How many screams does it take for you to hear me? God, why have you forsaken me, left me to search for hell in my own way? But I always wait in the dark with moss growing around my feet, waiting for you, slowly losing my mind, you and I.
If you had to choose, would you rather be blind or deaf?
I'd rather be fucking dead.
Oh, so neither.
Well, if I was blind, I wouldn't be able to see the hotness of like young women. And if I was deaf, I wouldn't be able to, well, number one, listen to the moaning of young women, and two, I wouldn't be able to listen to music.
Oh, wow.
And listen to women moaning.
Skin on skin on skin, I love you. And I'm cold, left by this old tree that we never climbed. I hear children's voices. I always hear children's voices. But to keep moving is an art. The tree blows the wind. Feed me with crack pipes and pot. Turtle. Turtle. Turtle? No! Leave it be at that. The clucking and the running, as long as the chase never ends, we're fine. Crown me with everlasting wilderness and I shall be king.
Tell them they're gay and they should shove it up their fucking ass.
No such rape, no such murder, I love you. Knickknacks and scallypaps kiss my hand and blister into excess. Don't give up the chase as long as all the blood hasn't drained from your throat. So bring it home. I see shadowy figures in the black mist. Save me from them. Or should I join their ranks? Play muffins aren't real. Don't eat them. 01001101010101.org. Thank you. I am the sun, the moon, the stars, and the bars. And as our hearts slowly become one, I won't be as hard. I shall become softer, like fluid waves of cotton that ebb and flow into one continuous sea, rocking to the beat of the sun. I'm not the drum, I am the gun that slings semen and sends women on the run. I sink into the bed, I'm red and I become the bed. Not able to wake, I continually shake the barbed wire and lead bullets that pierce my spirit, that's tracing like fluid into the Milky Way, beyond the Milky Way, beyond what I say, and for now I lay you down to sleep. But to journey untethered or weathered, even though my clothes be tattered, my soul hasn't shattered, I bleed you. I feed you, I need you. And as if that hadn't mattered, you leave me to rot and to write and to fight against Jesus. But my tongue suffers suffocated as I scream, he fails to heed us. And as this must, hate must, and will rust the world away, unless we douse it with our hearts, our conscious love for a day, and finally say, wow, what the fuck have we done to ourselves? Then I delve into what I still don't fully understand, but I can stand up and recite the words I write at night by lamplight. and it will be a sight to behold. For we all are on this journey of mind, soul, body, life, death, grief, happiness, success, failure, suicide, life support, euthanasia, sensation, redemption, condemnation, openness, and closure. But bring me closer to assimilation into the collective river, which is us, our conscious spirit that opens to the sky. I will never die, so help me try to combat what has become destructive in time. And even though I hurt and I'm crooked of spine, we must join hands in the sand and heal this world that's unkind. Thank you.
With black hair and blue eyes, duly impressed. Back at her place, this time fully dressed. She showed me around some, and I should have been a goner when I noticed a shrine that was built in my honor. Candles and incense burned in oblivion. Artifacts and photos, I almost had a heart attack. I fell through a trapdoor and landed on a bed of nails. Flat on my back yet again, and it never fails. She whispered on my neck, and the pain went away. I opened my mouth, but then forgot what I meant to say. I felt rather nervous and slightly delirious. She told me she loved me and said that she was serious. Then I went numb and froze like a dummy. She said happy birthday and pointed at her tummy. A cloud swallowed the sun, the hour hand bent. I didn't know then what any of it meant. We unscrewed ourselves and made up new identities. Walked across the water and slaughtered all our enemies. 100 square feet was all the space we needed. I threw up my hands because I knew I was defeated. Promises were thrown around just like confetti and broken as easily as uncooked spaghetti. Our fuses were short and we went off like rockets. She gave me a kiss and then I emptied my pockets. Nothing to do but to lay low and hide out. We sought shelter until the fireworks died out. The world was too much for us. Made instead for insomniacs, we played dead or else just stayed in bed. Desperate for escape, we both needed a chance to go it alone and by the seat of our pants. Joined at the hips, we took on the dreaded test. Covered our eyes, crossed our fingers and headed west.